Hello. If you recall our little agreement set forth several days ago, I said I will say just about anything you want me to. And boy howdy, these requests are fantastic. So, without any further ado, it's my pleasure to bring y'all the Southern Plains Railfan Christmas Special, Audio Bites. Everything you hear me say after this was requested by y'all. So you're telling me that a shrimp fried this rice? The shrimp, with its little snippers and claws, just got up in this grill and fried the rice. Ain't no way a shrimp can fry rice. Okay, $19 fortnight. Who wants it? And yes, I'm giving it away. Remember, share, share, share. And trolls, don't get blocked. The Milwaukee Road. Jesse, we need to foam. We need to foam over that war bonnet leader. Jesse, where are my cameras? Do you understand how important this is to me, Jesse? Jesse! Jesse! I like trains.
Oh, no, wait!
Restore it and run it on the main line. Bingle bongle dangle dangle yickety doo yickety da ping pong lippy tappy too ta. Only in Ohio. I got a beautiful car for you. All I want is $7,000. Look at this sucker. $7,000 for this car. But I got a slight dent in the back. Stop posting about the Milwaukee Road. I'm tired of seeing it. My friends on TikTok send me the Milwaukee Road. On Discord, it's the Milwaukee Road. I was in Chicago, right? And all the locomotives were just the Milwaukee Road. My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die. This is a certified 8086 moment. You should totally subscribe to Southern Plains Railfan. And if you don't, then, oh my God, a reverse double-seared BNSF Boeing A380. As you can see, Norfolk Southern is the safest railroad by far, with 0 seconds since the last reportable incident. One of the greatest railroads in history. 50 years of great railroading. The Penn Central. Penn Central, baby. You can count on us. Look at that CSX war bonnet over there. I really don't enjoy sweet tea all that much. The Clinchfield was the best railroad. Gat Skibbity Toilet in Ohio, Sigma Male, El Riz, Bluey the Imposter, Among Us, Kai Sinat, D's Ice with the Spice. The Milwaukee Road and Penn Central are the greatest railroads to exist. Wooden trains are better than N-scale. Big boy ain't that big. I think BNSF should scrap everything and replace it with GEVOs. Boy, CSX really classy with their GEVO, the holy grail for railroads. The St. Louis San Francisco, better known as the Frisco, is the greatest railroad to ever exist. Way better than the Santa Fe. You heard me. The train now arriving at Platform 4 is at 10:46, service to London St. Pancras. Please mind the gap between the platform and the train. Merry Christmas, travelers. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Everyone needs wheels and needs to become a vehicle. If you're not enjoying yourself, you're not watching some Southern Plains Railfan content. Red Streamliner rolling. Happiness is a crock of beans. She sells seashells by the seashore. Achoo. Hello, rail fans. In this installation of Engines of Canadian Pacific, we're going to talk about the GE AC 4400 CW. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to let the masses decide what I say, including this, I forgot what I was going to say. Nothing is better than a can of beans by an open fire while hunting bucks with the boys. The Superfleet Dash 8s are the best, considering how rare Superfleet Dash 8s are. Why do I like Dash 8s for some reason? Nothing like boys in the rail fanning. When the John Deere runs out of gas, you gotta fill her up with nothing but the finest of cheap gas. I wonder how many war bonnets Galesburg is going to treat me to this time. Amtrak's new Aero train sets. The worst thing to ever exist. Cry about it. I can't find my thrill. Where's my passion? Music just doesn't make sense anymore. No matter how much I organize about it, I'm just not feeling the thrill. Number 261, the Milwaukee Road. Number 261 is the steam engine. Do you know what it's like to drive a Ford F-150? Well, now you do. Introducing the new Ford F-150 with a built-in K5LLA to scare the absolute crap out of your neighbors. Railfan and CSX's Rocky Mount, North Carolina yard. We're a great big rolling railroad. A railfan named Jim went down to Dixie, Alaska for some BNSF action. He got 2 trains. First one had BNSF's Chicken Strip GEVO unit leading, and the second one had UP's SpongeBob SD-70 Ace. It was a great day for Jim. Grand Trunk. More bars and more places. That's the power of Samuel Adams. Olivia. James is new to this, but he really enjoys big choo-choos. Something about the SD-70M-2. Did you know there was over 59 Class 1 railroads in the 50s? Now there are only 6. BNSF, UP, NS, CSX, CN, and CPKC. I'm grateful for another long, hard day on the Burlington Northern Santa Fe. You know, I love war bonnets. I have one in my backyard and one on my driveway. The Boeing 747 was the first wide-body aircraft, and it had a distinguishable hump on the front. The plane revolutionized air travel and continues to serve the world. Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, or also known as MBTA. Speaking of MBTA, MBTA 1126. Life is good. Life with trains is great. Life full of trains is awesome. Can confirm. Hi, Shortline Rail fanners. Southern serves the South. Long live the Southern. Union Pacific needs to give Columbia Rail trackage rights to the grain terminal already.
Even deadly touch Tabin or electric shock flashlights, even remote electronically controlled around corners projection of deadly touch tarantula spiders, or even bloody murder.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear the signal. Beep! A signal... A signal lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Beep! Remember to run in a straight line as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start. 6325 Return to Steam covers the former Grand Trunk Western 484 number 6325's inaugural excursion for new owner Ohio Central. As an added bonus, you also see 2 separate break-in runs as a crew makes modifications and tests to the locomotive. Then its first public excursions in the fall of 2001, operating on the line between Columbus and Denison. Multiple camera coverages documents the best action on these test runs and first excursions, for this is the largest operating steam locomotive east of the Mississippi River in the United States. Alright, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your darn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? I demand to see Life's manager. I will make Life rue the day it thought it could give Southern Plains Rail fans lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's going to scrap every single BNSF GEVO with the lemons. And I'm going to get some BNSF employees to design a blowtorch that scraps the GEVOs. Point is, if we can preserve a Union Pacific Dash 8, why can't we do the same for a Santa Fe Dash 9? So I have the engineers figuring that out now. Repainting and refurbishing. We should have been working on this 30 years ago. Have you ever wanted to go rail fanning but you can't? Well then buy our product to transform an F40PH and blast a horn so loud you annoy the entire city. However, if that doesn't work, then too bad, because no refunds. Buy now at your local McDonald's for $999,999,999,999,999. The Evolution Series is a line of diesel locomotives built by GE Transportation Systems, now owned by Wabtec. Initially designed to meet the U.S. EPA's Tier 2 locomotive emission standards that took effect in 2005. The first pre-production units were built in 2003. Evolution Series locomotives are equipped with either DC or AC traction motors, depending on the customer's preference. All are powered by a GE GEVO engine. The Evolution Series was named as one of the 10 locomotives that changed railroading by Trains magazine, and was the only locomotive series introduced after 1972 to be included in that list. The Evolution Series locomotives are some of the best-selling and most successful freight locomotives in United States history. Models. Currently, there are 6 different Evolution Series models being produced for the North American market. They're all 6-axle locomotives and have AAR wheel arrangement C-C, except for the ES44C4, which uses the AAR A1A A1A wheel arrangement, and the meter gauge version developed for the Brazilian rail network ES43BBI, which is AAR B-B B-B. The ES40DC, 2004 to 2008. The ES40DC Evolution Series 4,000 horsepower DC traction replaced the Dash 940 CW model in the General Electric catalog. Like the former model, was delivered exclusively to Norfolk Southern Railway. ES44 DCs owned by CSX Transportation were also given this designation in 2009 after being re-rated to 4,000 horsepower. However, high horsepower demands on Norfolk Southern made a mandatory repowering of several ES40 DC engines into their former ES44 DC power. ES44 DC, 2005 to 2010. The ES44 DC Evolution Series 4,400 horsepower DC traction replaced the Dash 944 CW model in the General Electric catalog. Primary users are BNSF, CSX, and Canadian National. Pilbara Iron in Australia ordered a lengthened international version designated as the ES44 DCI. The extra length is used for a larger radiator to increase cooling capacity in the Australian outback. The ES44AC from 2003 to 2023. The ES44AC Evolution Series 4,400 horsepower AC traction replaced the AC4400 CW model in the General Electric catalog. These locomotives have been ordered by every Class I railroad in North America: Union Pacific, who refers to them as the C45 ACCTE, BNSF, CSX, Norfolk Southern, KCS and KCS de Mexico, Ferromex, Canadian Pacific, and Canadian National. The ES44C4, produced from 2009 to 2015. The ES44C4 Evolution Series 4,400 horsepower C to denote 3 axles per truck, 4 traction motors, was introduced in 2009. While similar to the ES44AC, the ES44C4 has 2 traction motors per truck instead of the conventional 3 such as on the ES44AC. No ES44C4s with DC traction were built. The center axle of each truck is unpowered, given an A1A A1A reel arrangement. BNSF is the launch customer for this model. ordering an initial batch of 25 units numbered 6600 to 6624. The ES-44C4 was initially only built for BNSF. The 4200s in units 7921 through 7999 are certified as Tier 4 credit units, while the others are Tier 2 or Tier 3. On January 30th, 2014, Florida East Coast announced they would buy 24 ES-44C4s to be numbered 800 through 823 for heavy haul service and intermodal traffic. All were delivered by the end of 2014 in order to beat the EPA's deadline on exhaust emission standards for new built Tier 3 locomotives. A feature of these units is a variable traction control system in their computer systems. One of the differences between an ES-44AC and an ES-44C4 is the air cylinders and linkages on the truck side frames of the ES-44C4. These are part of the traction control system. Every time a variation in grade, traction, or wheel slip occurs, the computer adjusts the pressure of these cylinders to maintain sufficient adhesion by Wake up! By varying the weight on these drive wheels. ES-44DCI, ES-44ACI. The ES-44 DCI Evolution Series 4400 horsepower DC traction international version was built for the Rio Tinto in Australia. The ES-44 ACI was built for the Roy Hill and Rio Tinto group. Rio Tinto units can be remotely driven, meaning nobody has to be in the cab, as they can be controlled from a control center. The ES-44 ACI/DCI is essentially an ES-44 AC or DC in a GE AC6000 CW's body, with the radiator at the end protruding out over the rear deck in the same way the AC6000 CW does. The locomotive's large radiator allows it to handle the Australian outback's extreme temperatures. Roy Hill has ordered 21 ES-44 ACI locomotives and is currently in possession of all 21 locomotives, numbered 1001 Jenny to 1021. Rio Tinto ordered 100 ES-44 DCI locomotives and has all 100, ordered 8100 through 8199, and 21 ES-44 ACI locomotives, numbered 9100 through 9120, and more are on order. Ferromex also acquired 50 ES-44 ACIs, as the construction of these locomotives was subsequent to the new environmental laws of the U.S. GE cataloged them only as ES-44 ACI, although the external technical specifications of the locomotive say ES-44 AC. These locomotives can no longer re-enter the U.S. operating. In Brazil, the Rumo, Suzano, and MRS Logistica railways have purchased 25 units, manufactured at Wabtec, Brazil, with some modifications in the width of the cabin. The ET-44AC/ET-44C4, 2012 to present. The ET-44AC Evolution Series Tier 4 4400 horsepower AC traction replaces the ES-44AC model. These locomotives have been ordered by most of the Class 1 railroads in North America, including Union Pacific, CSX, Norfolk Southern, and Canadian National. BNSF will be receiving similar ET-44C4 locomotives, which have no traction motor on the middle axle of each truck. CSX designates their ET-44ACs as ET-44AH due to their locomotives being heavy ballasted. TE-33A. The TE-33A is an export 1520mm gauge locomotive in the GE Evolution series. 3TE-25K2M. The 3TE-25K2M is an export 1520mm gauge locomotive in the GE Evolution series for Russian railways. Identifying features. The Evolution series locomotives are visually similar to the AC4400 and GE-9 series, although small differences are evident. The most notable difference is the radiator section at the rear of the locomotive is larger to accommodate the GEVO's air-to-air intercoolers. As with the AC6000, the radiators project beyond the end of the hood. On ES-44 ACI and ES-44 DCI models, the radiator extends in the same way as the AC6000, protruding out over the rear deck. For the other Evolution series models, the radiator does not protrude completely over the rear deck, but rather sits nearly flush with the rear engine hood. Unlike previous GE locomotives, the grills under the radiator are at two different angles. The increase in radiator size is due to the necessity for greater cooling capacity in the locomotive in order to reduce emissions. The major difference between the Evolution series and earlier models is the vents below the radiators, which are larger than those on the other GE locomotives. Also, all Evolution series units have air conditioners mounted below the cab on the conductor's side. Operators. CSX. CSX bought 302, numbered 5200 to 5501, and they were ES40 DCs. They were actually built as ES44 DCs, but the units were downgraded by 2010. 5488 was wrecked and retired, and 5500 is the Spirit of Cincinnati. As for the ES44 DC, BNSF bought 721, Canadian National bought 125, GE owns 1, and Norfolk Southern owns 220. On BNSF, they're numbered 7200 to 7920. Canadian National, they're numbered 2220 to 2344, and on GE, they're numbered 2011. And for Norfolk Southern, they're numbered 7500 through 7719. On Norfolk Southern, all units were uprated from 4,000 horsepower to 4,400 horsepower in 2014, and the units on BNSF were built between 2005 and 2010. And for the ES44 AC, the Cartier Railway bought 2, numbered 301 to 302, and they were built in 2010. BNSF has 30, numbered 5718 to 5747. These were built between October 2003 and April 2004, and these are pre-production units. As for the main production units, they have 710 of those, numbered 5748 through 5837, which were built in 2005, 5844 and 6438, built between 2005 and 2009. BNSF 5942 was wrecked at Cactus, Texas on October 2006, but was rebuilt in 2009. 5958 was wrecked and retired in December 2013. They also have engines numbered 3300 to 3324. These are Tier 4 credit units, ballasted to 436,320 pounds, and classified as an ES44C6H. Canadian National has 313, numbered 2800 through 2999, 3800 through 3912, and 3913 through 3987. 2800 through 2975 were built from 2012 to 2015. The first 2015 order, 2951 through 2975, was built to Tier 3 standards, but after the Tier 4 cutoff date, and are therefore restricted to operation in Canada only. More Tier 4 compliant ET44ACs were on order for 2015 delivery, with the first two, CN 3002 and 3004, entering service on August 6, 2015. 8 additional Tier 4 units, 2976 and 2983, were built from 2016 to 2017. 2984, 2999, and 3800 through 3805 were built in late 2017. 3806 through 3835 was built in 2018, and 3836 through 3875 was built between 2018 and 2019. 3913 and 3987 are ex-CREX units. CPKC has 426, numbered 8700 through 8960, 9350 through 9379, 4680 through 4709, and 4765 through 4869. 4700 was wrecked and retired. Sarahan, I think, has 4, numbered 10,015 to 10,018. Citicorp Railmark Inc., City Rail, has 15, 50, 35, and 25. The first 15 were numbered 1201 through 1215, and they were delivered in December of 2012. Some were sold to Canadian National. The next 50, numbered 1301 to 1350, were delivered in late 2013. Some were sold to Canadian National. The next 35, numbered 1401 to 1435, were delivered during the summer of 2014, and again some were sold to Canadian National. And the last 25 were numbered 1501 to 1525, and these were delivered in December of 2015. These are Tier 4 credit units, and, big surprise, some were sold to Canadian National. CMEX, I think that's how you say it, only has 1, numbered 81. It was built in March of 2008 as an add-on to a CSXT order. CSX has 550, numbered 700 through 799, and 3,000 to 3249. 847 and 963 have been wrecked and retired, and 3112 was renumbered to 1776. 3 units have special names and paint schemes. 911 is the spirit of our first responders. 3112, which was renumbered to 1776, is the spirit of our armed forces, and 3194 is the spirit of law enforcement. CSX 3099, lettered the Spirit of West Springfield and Safety Train, was wrecked in 2018 in Mexico and subsequently scrapped. 3059 was renumbered to 1827 and painted in a Baltimore and Ohio heritage livery in May of 2023. Ferromex has 150, numbered 4600 through 4699 and 4800 through 4849. Delivery started in June 2016. The units numbered 4800 through 4818 were built at the GE plant in Erie, Pennsylvania. Engines numbered 4819 to 4849 were built at the GE plant in Fort Worth, Texas. 4815 was wrecked and retired in 2018. 4838 was also wrecked and retired. Ferro Sur has 23, numbered 4700 through 4722, and they're all painted in Ferromex colors. GE Transportation has 3. They're numbered 2012, 2010, and 3000. 3000 was converted to operate on battery power, and the unit was rebuilt from a former Next Fuel, which is a liquid natural gas/diesel mix demonstrator ES44AC. Number 2010 is an ES44ACH prototype, and was rebuilt in 2007 as a hybrid from GECX ES44AC number 2005. And number 2012 wears the same demonstrator scheme as 2011, as well as GECX 2005 and UP7605, formerly. Iowa Interstate has 12, numbered 500 through 511. These were delivered from 2008 to 2009. These are the first new units purchased by this railroad and were originally intended for CSX. The next 2 they've got is 512 through 513. These were delivered in early 2010. 513 is painted in a Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad heritage scheme in honor of Iowa Interstate's predecessor. The next 3 are 514 through 516. These were delivered in 2015, and 516 is painted in a Rock Island-inspired 30th anniversary paint scheme. And the final 3 are 517 through 519. These are Tier 4 credit units, and they were set for delivery in late 2019. Kansas City Southern's first 85 GEVOs were numbered 4650 through 4679 and 4710 through 4764. The next 25 were numbered 4870 through 4894 and were built in 2015. And the last 25 were numbered 4895 through 4919. Built in 2019, these units are equipped with steerable trucks. Norfolk Southern's first 166 were numbered 8000 through 8165. 8025, 8114, and 8098 through 8105 were painted in schemes of predecessor railroads as part of Norfolk Southern's 30th anniversary. The next 3 were numbered 8166 through 8168. These are Tier 4 credit units, but currently with ET44ACs 3600 through 3646. Sava Transportation, Savatran, has 3, numbered 1912, 1982, and 1986. Delivered in February of 2012, these numbers represent the years that Penn State University won the National College Football Championships. Union Pacific's first 5 were numbered 5695 through 5699. Built between January and February 2003, these are pre-production units and are classified as C45 ACCTE by Union Pacific. They have since been renumbered to 5348 through 5352. The next 938 are numbered 5248 through 5347, 5353 through 5553, 7345 to 7529, and 7600 through 8105. These are classified as C45 ACCTE by UP. 5359, 5412, 5482, 7421, and 7914 were wrecked and retired. UP 2010 and ES44AC, Big Boy Scouts of America Tribute Unit, was unveiled on March 31, 2010 in Houston, Texas, to commemorate 100 years of Boy Scouts. The unit was renumbered from 7469. However, in early 2022, it was repainted into the Union Pacific lettered scheme after months of sitting in storage. However, it kept its number at 2010. In September 2010, UP 7400 was unveiled, featuring a pink ribbon on the side, as a tribute to Susan G. Komen for the cure. The final 296 were numbered 8052 through 8267, 2520 through 2569, and 2740 through 2769. These are the ES44AH models, classified as C45AH by UP. These units are 432,000 pounds, compared to the ES Series standard 416,000 pounds, and are supplied with all required equipment and computer software to be classified as AH heavy units. UP's AH types are similar to CSX's, except for their high-aid trucks, and are designated as C45AHs by UP. 2520 through 2569 and 2740 through 2769 are Tier 4 credit units. 2542 was wrecked in Texarkana, Texas in 2015 and retired. As for the ES44C4s, BNSF has 1,280 of them. They're numbered 3250 through 3281, 4200 through 4299, 5533 through 5546, and 6500 through 7199. These were built from 2009 to 2014. 6943 was wrecked and retired. 7921 through 8291 were built from 2014 to 2015. 8153 was wrecked and retired. 8318 through 8399 were built in 2015. Florida East Coast has 24, numbered 800 through 823. These were built between November and December of 2014. All units have since been converted to use a combination of standard diesel fuel / liquid natural gas mixture, supplied from an external tender towed behind the locomotives. As for the ES44 DCI / ES44 ACI, Rio Tinto has 149. The first 100 are numbered 8100 through 8118 and 8119 through 8199. They ordered the locomotives for operation on their privately owned rail line operated by Pilbara Iron. The ES44 DCI uses the AC6000's long frame to allow space for a heavy-duty cooling system to cope with the hot desert environment the locomotives operate in. Units 8100 through 8118 were delivered in a predominantly gray paint scheme, while units 8119 through 8199 featured additional red lettering and striping. The latter third of Rio Tinto's GEVOs are numbered 9100 through 9148. These units are numbered from 9100 onward, and more are on order. They're the ES44 ACI and are painted in the Rio Tinto silver with red stripes and numerals. Roy Hill owns 28, numbered 1001 through 1028. Took delivery of the first 14 out of a total order of 21 ES44 ACIs in early 2015. As for the ET44AC / ET44C4, BNSF owns 275, numbered 3725 through 3999, and 25 additional ones classified as heavy units. They're numbered 3650 through 3674. The first batch was built between 2015 and 2017. 3967 was wrecked and retired. Additional units, numbered 3721 through 3724, were built in late 2019. More units, numbered 3675 through 3706, were built from early to mid-2020. And the latter 25 are ballasted to 436,320 pounds, and they're classified as ET44C6Hs. Canadian National owns 286, numbered 3,000 to 3285. CSX owns 225, numbered 3250 to 3474. 3440 lettered Spirited of Ravenna, along with L&N and KSHC Markins, after attending the announcement at Kentucky Steam buying the Ravenna Yard property from CSX. 3438 and 3374 were involved in a derailment in Georgia. It's unknown whether CSX will repair the locomotives or send them to scrap. Kansas City Southern has 25, numbered 5,000 through 524. The first 47 owned by Norfolk Southern are numbered 3600 through 3646. 3633 was wrecked in 2019. The latter 34 are numbered 3647 through 3680. Union Pacific has 200, numbered 2570 to 2769. These are the ET-44AH model, classified as C-45AH by UP. The TE-33A. Kazakhstan Tamir Zoli owns 310. TBA apparently. Ordered on the 26th of September 2006, they signed an agreement with GE Transportation Systems, ordering the locomotives. The first 10 of these were built in GE's Erie, Pennsylvania plant, while the remaining 300 will be assembled at the new plant in Astana, Kazakhstan, which was operated by on July 3, 2009. Delivery is expected between 2009 and 2012. The locomotives are built with dual cabs and are among the first diesel-electric locomotives with AC traction motors to operate in the Commonwealth of Independent States and Ukraine. Besides the two TE-25A built engineering works in that place, Russia. As for the ES-59 ACI, China Railway owns 700, TBA, ordered October 2005 and delivered between 2008 and 2009. They were ordered from GE Transportation Systems in the Quishan locomotive and rolling stock works. They have been built at Erie, Pennsylvania, and the rest will be assembled at the Quishan at Changzhou. For the ES-58 ACI, the Karahas Railroad has 70, also TBA. These units were built at GE's Erie plant and delivered in 2009. The prime mover is a Gevo 16. They're wide gauge with a wheelbase of 5.3 inches. As for the ES-40 ACI, the Egyptian Railways have 40. They were delivered in 2009, and there are two versions, painted blue for passenger trains and red and black for freight trains. The ES-30 ACI was also ordered by Egyptian Railways, and they have 100 of them. They were ordered in 2017 and are valued at $575 million that can be used for both passenger and freight rail. The first 10 units were delivered in December of 2019. As for the ES-43 ACI, Pakistan Railways has 55, TBA again. They're made for the 1676mm gauge. Deliveries are expected during 2017. See Locomotives of Pakistan. Licensed production. Australia. In 2002, GE and UGL launched the Evolution Series locomotive, and in 2009, continued their partnership for another 10 years for UGL to distribute and sell GE locomotives in Australia. India. In November of 2015, it was announced Indian Railways and GE would engage in an 11-year joint venture in which GE would hold the majority stake of 74% to provide a mix of 1,000 diesel locomotives of type ES-43 ACMI, which are 4,500 horsepower, and type ES-57 ACI, which are 6,000 horsepower each. Indian Railways designated these 1676mm locomotives as the WDG-4G class and WDG-6D class respectively. General Electric has invested 2,052 crore? $305 million for its construction of the $2.6 billion deal. Indian Railways would purchase 1,000 goods locomotives a year for 10 years beginning in 2017. The locomotives would be modified versions of GE's Evolution series. Diesel locomotive factory in Marawa was built by GE for the manufacture of the locomotives. South Africa. Transit Engineering in South Africa is licensed to manufacture 233 4,200 horsepower, 3-foot 6-inch Cape gauge ES-40 ACI locomotives for transit freight rail, with core components including Gevo 12 engines supplied from the U.S. The first 6 of these Class 44-000 locomotives were built in Erie, Pennsylvania, in April and July of 2015. In October 2015, the first 277 South African-built locomotives was nearing completion at the Transnet Engineering's Sport shops in Pretoria. See also the EMD SD70 series, a similarly powerful locomotive produced by EMD in response to GE's predecessor of the Evolution series in Dash 9. John Deere is an American company that specializes in manufacturing agricultural machinery and equipment. The company was founded in 1837 by John Deere, who was a blacksmith and invented a polished steel plow to help farmers improve their productivity and efficiency in the field. Before John Deere's invention, farmers struggled with heavy clay soil prevalent in the Midwest. Their wooden plows would get clogged with the sticky soil, making it difficult to cultivate their land effectively. John Deere recognized this problem and set out to find a solution. John experimented with different materials and designs, finally settling on using polished steel for the plow's moldboard. The polished surface prevented soil from sticking to the plow, allowing it to move through the soil easily. This innovation revolutionized agriculture and made it much easier for the farmers to work the land. John Deere's plow gained a reputation for its durability and efficiency, leading to increasing demand from farmers across the country. As a result, John Deere decided to shift his focus from blacksmithing to manufacturing plows. In 1843, he founded the John Deere Company in Moline, Illinois, to produce and distribute his plows on a larger scale. Over the years, John Deere expanded his product line beyond plows to include a wide range of agricultural machinery, such as tractors, combines, and harvesters. The company embraced the new technologies and continuously improved its products to meet the changing needs of farmers. Today, John Deere is a global leader in agricultural machinery and equipment, with its presence in over 180 countries. The company's green and yellow logo has become synonymous with reliability and quality in the agriculture industry. John Deere's story has been a testament to the power of innovation and entrepreneurship. Through his ingenuity and dedication to helping farmers, John Deere revolutionized farming practices and played a crucial role in the agricultural development of the United States. Santa Fe all the way. Happy holidays, y'all.